back to my Reddit glitch in the Matrix. I'm addicted to this. If you didn't see our podcast episode, Jimmy and I did a deep dive into some of these glitches in the Matrix, and we got a new one this morning. Let's see. Okay, I have a good one. By the way, the subject is replicating water bottle. Whoa. Okay, I have a good one. I'm still a little shaken up here. This happened this morning. I went to the gym to work out. I had a tall aluminum bottle of water I'd bought there the day before. That was my only bottle of water. I worked out and went to the locker room, threw all my clothes into the locker and the bottle. No one was around me, locked my locker, changed the little combo dials. There are 4 numbers and it sets to whatever you want. Went and took a shower. I come back and put my combo in the lock, open it, and there are 2 bottles of water sitting right next to each other. The new bottle was the same brand, sold by the gym, only the smaller one. It had a dent in the side of it. The water was ice cold and completely full. However, the cap seal was broken. Dude, it's definitely poisoned. I can't figure out where that bottle came from. I know I did not have it with me, and I wonder, did I pick someone else's bottle up and bring it back? And then just dump it in your locker and not realize you were holding 2 bottles? But that would have meant he already said it. But that meant I was holding 2 bottles when I was done working out, which I wasn't. Someone might have opened my locker and tossed their bottle in, but that would have meant they had the same combo as me. 9000. Nice combo, dude. 9000. Come on. Seriously. And they also didn't notice it wasn't their stuff. Yeah. And they also mixed the lock after doing it. Yeah, that would be weird. Then they mixed it again. And this was all in 3 minutes. Wow. A 3-minute shower. Now, I take quick showers. I don't like water. But that's quick. That's a quick shower. I don't know, people. This is a glitch. I didn't drink the water because maybe the glitched water is bad for you. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to upvote this. And now, if it'll allow me to respond, I'm going to be the first responder, which means I get extra karma, I think. I don't know. Let's see what I'm saying. You sure you were in the shower for only 3 minutes? That's a pretty brief shower. Just trying to get a handle on the time frame we're working with. I had to put that in because I don't want him to think I'm being a jerk. So, boom. Do I get credit for that? Yeah, I do. See, I went up to 3 to 5 posts. We're getting there. I think I still have under 100 karma. I don't know how much I have to have. Well, clearly I need 1,000 to be able to post in the aliens subthreaded because those are very exclusive. Very exclusive. Okay. So we responded to them. Next. I found a copy of a CD that I had accidentally destroyed last year in my old CD case. So there's this. Oh, that was the title. Okay. So there's this old CD I cherish. So there's this old CD I cherish. A sampler called No Music, No Life from 1999. Last year, I pulled it out of my old CD case to play in a car for me and my boys. As I was climbing into the car, the CD fell onto the seat, landed vertically as I sat down directly on top of the leading edge of it, and the entire CD, shattered into thousands of pieces. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, wait. Not just the case? The CD as well? Okay. I was heartbroken for a second until I remembered eBay exists and immediately ordered myself a new copy and told my kids, no big deal. That new CD arrived soon thereafter, including its own jewel CD case. I've left it in that case other than what it's being. I guess what this person means to say is that they leave it in the case unless they're playing the CD. Hey, newsflash. I mean, can't you get this online? The digital format? Why do you have to go get the CD? I'm sure it's online. Apple Music probably has it. So, to conclude their thread. So, imagine my shock when I'm going through my old case of 96 CDs and I see it. No music, no life, right next to the Shaggy. I pick it up, some normal scratches just like my old copy had. I look across the room, yep, the new copy. I grab the jewel case and open it, and there it is, the brand new copy. So now I have two copies. The old one that magically put itself back together from my green garbage bin and reappeared in my old CD case. And then the new one I bought to replace that one, which I sat on and destroyed in front of my kids. Wow. So what did this guy say? It sounds like you mistakenly grabbed a different CD and that's what broke. Well, I guess Repulsive Duty 905 solved it. That's it. They must have mistakenly grabbed the wrong CD, right? Clearly, because clearly they wouldn't have checked. What should I say? Any ideas what I should say? Do I agree with this guy's comment? It sounds like you mistakenly grabbed a different CD and that's what broke. That's possible. I'm going to reply to that. I don't know. Assuming that the OP already eliminated that as a possibility, then what? Then what? They may have had two copies? No, I guess that would mean they'd have 3 copies. The OP had a CD that they liked, right? They broke it. They then go back, they then go buy a new one. Then they go and rifle through their case and they find that there's one in there. So that means that they have a total of 3, right? Including the one that had broken, right? That means that she had an extra backup copy. Boom. Let's see what this one is. This was 22 hours ago. So the subject is, my clean laundry basket moved and a pile of dry clothes were folded on my bed. I live alone. Yeah, you need to call the police. So for context, this happened a few days ago before I found this subreddit. I was cleaning some clothes, got into my bedroom to sort out my laundry, and placed the basket on the drawer. Drawer. I take some clothes out to hang up, turn away, and 1 minute or less later, I turn back around and the laundry basket is on the ground. I look at it in shock, as if I've just witnessed some paranormal BS, but I huff annoyingly. I bloody hate doing laundry, in parentheses, and I place it back on the drawer. Bloody. When I'm done, I go to the kitchen, get myself some food, and come back later to sleep, only to notice a fresh pair of clothes neatly folded on my bed. I'm in complete shock here. Like, I genuinely don't know if I'm going insane, have a ghost, or if I've blacked out. I typically don't fold my clothes, not even when putting them in my drawers. They're big enough to fit all my clothes in there, and I'm the type of guy who just takes a random t-shirt, pants, socks, etc. and go about my day, I think like every other guy. But to, in the evening, find a matching outfit neatly folded on my bed, what's going on? Now, we've got a lot of comments on this. First comment by Italian47. Obligatory mention to check the carbon monoxide. Oh, shoot. There was a Redditor who kept finding post-it notes with messages on them in his apartment where he lived alone. He couldn't figure it out until he checked for a carbon monoxide leak, which can mess with your memory. Turns out he was writing the post-it notes and forgetting about it due to the leak. Carbon monoxide can be deadly, so get a detector. Wow. I'm upvoting that. He says, very good point, but I don't understand why I would fold my clothes. I never do that. Okay. Maybe he was so gassed up on carbon monoxide that, he wasn't in his right mind and he started folding his clothes, which was very out of character for him and me. Let's see. It's just the homeless living in your closet. Okay. Homeless abuela living in your closet. I'm sure they're just kidding. I guess either it's a true glitch or you that folded the clothes was the you in the other dimension. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Or maybe the carbon monoxide is messing with your brain. Hopefully that's not it. I hope not. I wonder if I should check my carbon monoxide. I would be putting up the camera around the house with a quickness. Oh, and just like the first comment, check your carbon monoxide. Yeah, that's a good point. I would definitely put up some cameras. Well, actually, I've got a couple questions. First off, has anything like this ever happened before, right? Anything inexplicable or bordering on the paranormal? Definitely check the carbon monoxide first. After that, set up a camera. Then repeat what you did last time and see if it happens again. I don't know if that's really, sage advice, but I don't know what you're expecting. I'm trying to get karma here. You know what? I could do worse. I could be using ChatGPT to just farm karma, but I'm sitting here and I'm doing it real. Let's see. So, actually, it starts off with so. So, over the past few years, there's this weird phenomenon that keeps happening. I'll keep seeing this guy in passing. He has light brown hair, cut straight across the forehead in a kind of soft, boyish fringe. He wears glasses. His skin is light, but warm-toned, soft, stocky build. He's slightly below average in height. Every time I see him, it will usually be just far enough that I can't reach him before he disappears, or he will get really close, but I will freeze up and look away, unable to speak, and then they are gone. Once we even ended up in the same men's room at my college campus, but I just couldn't speak for some reason. When this happens, the man usually won't appear again in the same place, and this will happen in different cities and states that I've traveled to. I've told a few friends about it, and they either laugh it off or say I'm projecting. Projecting what? Your insanity? I mean, not saying you're insane, because do I say I believe you? I don't know. We've got 3 comments so far, and I haven't even finished reading. However, this has happened enough times now that I can't ignore it. It's always the same vibe, the same physical traits, and the same eerie feeling. Like I just saw someone important, but I wasn't ready. Has anyone else faced a similar phenomenon? No, I have not. I guess my first question would be, we got 3 comments. Could be a guide, a soulmate, a twin flame. Twin flame. Only way to find out is to try to talk to them the next time it happens. Yeah, if I keep seeing somebody constantly, sometimes far away, sometimes close up to me, why would you shy away scared? I'd stop them. Hey, who are you? Why are you following me? What's going on here? You some kind of freak? It's called the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon, this person says. Hallucinations? Maybe go to a doctor. Yes, it could be visual hallucinations. Actually, I don't know. Has anyone else ever seen them? That's a good question. Has anyone else ever seen this person? Have you tried to capture it on camera? You still seeing them? Okay, commenting on that. Boom. Have you tried to take a photo? Snap a pic with your phone? How often are you seeing this guy on average? You still seeing them? I'm seeing one right now. No, I'm not. This could be true. I mean, I have serious concerns that maybe there's mental illness, but if it's not, I like to assume, if it's not mental illness, take a pic. You grab your phone, okay? You snap a pic. Simple as that. Grab a phone, maybe grab your phone, snap a pic. Not difficult. This guy's was funny. Maybe go to a doctor. Should I upload it? Yeah, I'll upload it. Why not? Okay, next. This is the subject. Checked my phone, looked up, and I'm suddenly halfway down the stairs. Excuse me? That's the subject. I live in the hills. Is it like the hills have eyes? I live in the hills, and this happened in 2024. To get to college, I had to walk down this long, steep, and kind of broken staircase that connected to the main road. It usually took me about 8 to 9 minutes to reach the bottom. I was always super careful because the path was slippery and rocky. Since I dislocated my knee and my ankles before, that's got hurt. I never rushed down that route. I don't blame you. I had classes at 10, so I left my rented room and started walking. While I was going down the stairs, I glanced at my phone to check the time. It was around 9:40 a.m. Okay? When I looked up, I was suddenly halfway down. I literally stopped there and looked around in confusion. I checked my phone again, and it was 9:43. What time was it before? Was it 9:41 before? No, so it took 3 minutes, 9:40. Okay. The people that were behind me, they were still way up on the path. So that means just this person moved quick. Okay. There's no way I zoned out and jumped those risky stairs without noticing. Every day, I was extremely careful because some of those stairs were destroyed and slippery. Jesus Christmas, this sounds like a tort case. In somebody's going to get sued for personal injury. Just random rocks to step on. It was like I blinked and the whole part just got skipped. I don't know what to call it. Delusion, zoned out, missing time, fast forward. Still confuses me to this day. What do you think of it? Upvote? Yes. Okay, now let's see what Mr. Henderson 2026 has to say about it. with 17 upvotes too. Cell phones and computers are time machines. Spend 5 minutes checking your email, look at the clock, and it's 2 hours later. That's not really accurate. It's more like what you're trying to say is that you can kind of get distracted and lose track of the time, but okay. Just today, I watched a man walk across the parking lot playing with his cell phone and walked right into the side of a building. This is not the same thing. When people get on the cell phones and computers, they meant to say situational awareness, and this connection to the outside world ceases to exist. People cannot even walk and, they meant to say, operate a cell phone at the same time, and yet people actually try that while driving a car or operating machinery. Yes, we do. Yes. When operating a cell phone, all other activities, including walking, needs to cease immediately. That's what this guy said, immediately. And multitasking has been proven to be a myth. It doesn't exist. Wow, this guy knows everything. I don't know if I should. I'm not going to upvote that. Instead, I'm going to say something. This guy goes, multitasking is a myth? It's like I can do one job really well or several things half-assed. So you're basically saying that the OP was just distracted on their phone and simply didn't realize they made significant progress on the stairs. Possible. I mean, it sounds likely, actually. Possible, though. So you're basically saying the OP was just distracted on their phone and simply didn't realize they made significant progress on the stairs? Possible. Somebody responded to the one where I said, has anyone else ever seen this person? Have you tried to take a picture of them? Have you ever snap a pic with your phone? How often are you seeing them on average? Are you still seeing them? So now we got a response from the OP. I see him talking to other people and ordering stuff at counters, so he definitely exists. I see him maybe once a month or so. He doesn't show up in the same place twice most of the time. This is happening still, and the last occurrence was on Tuesday, which prompted me to make this post. The obvious thing is, why haven't you tried to take a picture, right? That's the obvious question. I got an upvote on something. Okay, remember the one I just commented on about the shower? I said, you sure you were in the shower for only 3 minutes? That's a pretty brief shower. Just trying to get a handle on the time frame that we're working with. Oh, and you know what? They upvoted me. Thank you. And then the OP replied, I am quick and needed to get to work. Rinse 20 seconds of soap. Rinse 20 seconds of soap. Rinse, dry, and I'm out. So yes, 3 minutes sounds correct. Okay. I'm not gonna. I mean, I take really quick showers. I don't know how you could do it in 3 minutes, especially if you're doing soap, rinse, and dry. Maybe somebody accessed your locker through an adjacent locker. That's possible, I got to tell you. Did you check the back of your locker to see if it has a false back? Maybe somebody accessed your locker through an adjacent locker. That's possible, right? They're metal, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, but to what end? To put a water bottle in there? Did you save the bottle? Maybe test it, see if it was tampered with. I don't know, that sounds dumb. I don't know. So you finish working out. You go to the locker. You're carrying one water bottle of a certain size that you purchased in the gym. You put it in your locker. You go take a shower for 3 minutes. Come back to the locker, which was locked. You unlock it. And now you have your water bottle. And then you have a smaller water bottle from the exact same gym, right? Bought at the same gym. It's the same one they sell, but it's smaller. So it just leaves either they didn't realize they were holding two water bottles for some reason. I've got two water bottles right here. Sometimes I drink them at the same time. I don't know. Could they have done that? We're going to find out. I hope they respond to that, and soon. Glitches are kind of lame. Some of these ones that I did with Jimmy in our podcast episode that we did this week. Now those, we did a podcast episode live. Now those were weird. These ones are kind of lame. Let's see what this one is. Oh, here's an interesting one. The Hollywood sign vanished after my cousin's death. Timeline glitch? The Hollywood sign vanished? I think people would notice that, wouldn't they? Maybe when the fire happens, maybe nobody noticed it. Anyway, here it goes. I had a creepy experience last month after my cousin, who worked in Hollywood for 25 plus years, passed away. I'm hoping someone out there can help me make sense of it. Long read. It's not really that long. I've seen a lot longer. That's what she said. There's a hill I hike in Los Angeles where you can see the Hollywood sign. The day after my cousin died, I hiked up there listening to his playlist his wife sent me that he listened to in his final days. That's really morbid, but okay. I was grieving, reflecting on our childhood, and decided to say some words to him while viewing the sign. But when I got to the top, the Hollywood sign was gone. Like really gone. I couldn't believe the timing. I assumed it was down for renovations, but I took photos and videos and even asked another hiker if I was losing it. She confirmed she didn't see it either. It was clear, normal LA afternoon, no clouds, no sign, just lots of gunfire. Kidding. I texted a few people joking that he took it with him. Walking down the hill, I couldn't help but think, what are the chances that ironic sign is getting a makeover the same day my cousin dies? So weird. When I got home, I searched Google, asked AI, checked X, local news, nothing about the sign being removed or renovated. 3 days later, I did the same hike again, same time of day, and same clear weather. The sign was back, untouched, not one crane in sight. I can't wrap my head around it. Glitch? Timeline jump? A sign from my cousin? That'd be a pretty big stunt to pull off and then less than 24 hours after passing. But he was an epic human. What do you think? I have photos, videos, can share on Imgur if mods allow. Also, had anyone else had a glitch tied to a loved one's passing? Definitely want to see these videos. Dang, your cousin really said, I'm out and having Hollywood with me and taking Hollywood with me. I mean, if that was a glitch, it's the most dramatic mic drop I've ever heard. 10 out of 10 ghost flex would haunt again. 10 out of 10 ghost flex. Okay. In the 1970s, Alice Cooper and Hugh Hefner were instrumental in saving the sign from disrepair and being torn down. Other stars contributed money. It's definitely weird for sure. The thing about this stuff like this is usually to you, it's always been there. But if you were in like another reality temporarily where the sign wasn't there, then if you asked other people about it, they would have only known the reality where the sign wasn't there. So it's interesting that another person believed it should have been there as well. unless you shift it into a different reality where that person didn't know for sure if it should have been there in the location, but we can confirm that you knew for a fact that it's always been there, because we don't know for sure what the level of awareness of that sign is for that person, but we know from what you've said that you knew it was there before. Whoa, that is a very circuitous explanation of that I oddly agree with. Okay. Oh, we got here 4 pics for comparison, shall we? Let's take a look. Can we see this? Yeah, you can. You can see it on my screen. Okay, that looks totally photoshopped out. I mean, come on. Does this not look photoshopped out? I don't even know what I'm looking at to say it's photoshopped out. Okay, it looks like a hill. I see a building. 6'4", 25. I see up here, it kind of looks photoshopped up here. I don't know. I mean, it looks like there's snow on the top of this mountain, so I don't even know if this is in LA. I don't think there's snow where the Hollywood sign is, to be honest. Day 1, sign missing, zoomed in. Okay. This one here, day 3, sign there, zoomed in. Oh, okay. Kind of see it there. I don't see it. So he's saying right over here. Okay, there. Yeah, I can see it there for sure. Dude, that was just photoshopped. I mean, it even looks like it was blurred. I hate to say this, but I really do think it was photoshopped. This is also, I'll have to point out, this is at a different angle than this, right? Isn't it? It looks like it's at a different angle. Yeah. This one's over here. This one's a little bit more that way. Maybe it was a trick of the light. So yeah, I see the Hollywood sign here. It looks like there might be some kind of like tower up here. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to say thanks for sharing that. 4 pics for comparison. I'm going to say those are actually 2 repeated. Okay, somebody responded to that. I can't state this for sure, but based on your pics, you look at the shading on the top light portion of the main building in both pictures. You'll see that the lighting off elements facing you is darker in the image where the sign isn't apparent. You can copy and paste next to each other to see this. And it just happens to have about as much change as the shading between the visible and invisible Hollywood sign, which suggests the lighting is just right for the ground and that the sign to appear to match, mixing in some atmosphere, and the compression probably smooths it out even more. Possibly it was an optical illusion. There you go, Mr. 64 upvotes. Okay. We have time for one more. This morning, I walked out of my son's room and saw Froggy on the bookshelf in the hallway. I was certain he had slept with it last night, so I went back into his room and found both. We now have 2 Froggies. 3 comments. First, is a child at daycare or playground missing a Froggy? That got 11 upvotes. Next, I wish this would happen with my... I won't say what they said. Third one of his friends is definitely missing a Froggy. These are not witty, and they're not helpful. Can you ask a 3-year-old son about it? I don't know. Can 3-year-olds talk? I'm not very good with children. Hey Siri, can 3-year-olds talk? 200 to 300 words. That's fine. 200, 300 words. Is this yours? Have you ever asked your son about it? If he ever saw a second one? 3-year-old, right? 200 to 300 word vocabulary, and they could string simple words together. I'm not saying have a philosophical conversation, but you can hold the Froggy up. Froggy, 1 or 2. How many Froggies? 1 or 2? I don't know. I have no kids. This is so addicting. I could just keep going on and on. I feel it's like my duty to just keep going through this. It's really, really good. But alas, we're out of time. We are out of time, and I don't even know how much time we have. I don't even know what we're at. But we're out of time.